Also know that priorities determine how we use whatever resources that they are. And so you're asking really all of those questions. I am one who believes that this fellow Sam Cooke was probably pretty accurate when he wrote the words about change coming. When he said that I was born by the river in a little tent. And just like that river, I've been running ever since. It may be a long time coming, but I know some change is going to come.
As promised, this was a long and well worthwhile hearing. We learned a great many things that both we and the public were not aware of. We didn't have an opportunity to hear from witnesses who had genetic links that they could see in their own families. We certainly did not hear from the witnesses who are women who recognize in their own lives that the under-evaluation because of perhaps differences in behavior between men and women lead there to be a discrepancy in recognition and a discrepancy in perceived challenge to women versus men. We certainly learned that the state of Utah has found a way to identify differently or better or more than other states. We certainly learned that, in fact, a passive discovery system is not going to get us or any other country in the world to an accurate number or to seek out people we could help and help early. This and more will be things that this committee will continue working on as part of the legacy of my predecessor, Mr. Dan Burton, for many years. There is nothing we heard today that is off limits for us to continue to explore. This committee stands ready to take your additional comments and questions as promised. There's a C-SPAN audience. We may perhaps get additional letters. We will try to include those in the record whenever possible. Lastly, I don't believe we covered every interest group either with our witnesses or here today. So because there are so many organizations involved that want to be heard, I would only ask all of you, when you work with other organizations or groups of individuals, that you explain to them that this committee will have a permanent staffing, at least as long as I'm chair, to try to continue to consolidate information and to get government to do its job more effectively, more efficiently, and if at all possible, find additional funds to continue dealing with all aspects of this disease. And with that, this committee stands adjourned.
Well, sometimes it's up to us. It's up to us to put pressure on our congressmen and our senators to do the right thing. I'm going to keep talking till my other show is about ready to start. Let's check my board over there. Have another hour before my show starts on Blog Talk Radio. Now, my health may be compromised, but I still have my voice. And some children don't have that. So I'm going to keep on speaking. I hope I've been an encouragement and inspiration as far as bringing some clips to you that will inspire you. You know, I know there's some people that are tweeting and listening. Let me check my Twitter real quick. I think this is a good idea. I think this is a good idea. We can do this. You know, every day I say, I wish someone had told me. But would I have listened? I don't know. Kind of hard to judge that one. Because I had a strong belief in the medical society that what they were saying was true. But unfortunately, we were disappointed and ended up with a vaccine injury. I was watching The Normal Heart last night. I don't know if you've seen it. It's the story of the AIDS epidemic, what happened when they were trying to get recognition and funding and started crying all over again. Seems like my eyes leak a lot. And I've watched Lorenzo's oil. And I was so glad I watched that one alone. My kids weren't at home, and I was able to do the heavy, the shoulders going up and down, the sobs heaving, and even little things like my kid and Lorenzo had the same birthday. Remembering how things had changed and how quickly they can turn around also. Like Sam Cooke, the song, a change is going to come. And it will. Because the more uncomfortable our society gets with more and more children having autism as the norm, a change is going to come. It has to. I found it to be true that when people are uncomfortable, they'll make a change. They'll sit in a better position where they're not so uncomfortable. And I think America is highly uncomfortable with the position of all these children having these difficulties. I really think back to the 60s and 70s, if you can remember that back that far. Autism was hardly a blip on the monitor. And now it just seems a little bit odd to me when a family doesn't have a kid with autism. I mean, especially if there's more than 2 kids, if there's 5 or 7 kids and not one of them has autism, I lean forward and I'm like, how did you do that? Maybe that's a little bit weird, but that's what I think. That is what I think. On Autism Speaks, which I rarely speak about or talk about, there is an artist that they're promoting, and it's W.A.D. And this song is an official song called Worlds Apart, and it's about being different, not less, the Temple Grandin theme. And I wanted to play this. It's a good song. He's a rapper. He's an artist. Take a time to look him up, and I will put it in the description of this show, maybe in a day or two because I'm that busy. I'm a mom. It's holiday season, and I'm trying to make a difference for not just my children, but yours as well. Please join us in tweeting hashtag CDC Whistleblower. Can I get a retweet?
Place your hand in my heart. Feel yours a bit the same. Yeah, you can call me Ryan, just like you have got a name. We live our lives like worlds apart. This doesn't have to be. Open your eyes and recognize we're equals, you and me. I guess when you first meet me I'll stand out a bit somewhat, but when you get to know me you'll see I'm solid as a rock. Same as all those others like me, I've learned how to take the knocks. One day you'll listen to my voice like you would a ticking clock. You know each and every day are different worlds that will collide. That's the way life's meant to be, like the turning of the tide. Looking forward to one day when up the aisle I'll walk my bride. Soulmate, best friend, always there by my side. Yeah, I know what you're all thinking, my life's too high a slope. I'll never reach the top, manage, succeed or cope. I need you all to waken up, listen to what I say. I'm really so determined, don't place barriers in my way. Autism not choice, determined not broken. Differ not less, always outspoken. Tolerance not prejudice, hope not despair. Accept not reject, love, care and share. Liberate not demonize, respect not disdain. Approve not stigmatize, we're all human beings. Understanding not judging, expectation not fear. Awareness not ignorance, is my message clear? There's so many times, can't help but feel dismayed by the intolerance and ignorance inside of people's heads. Autism's a part of me, not a definition of who I am. My condition you must look beyond, embrace me if you can. So much tolerance in the worst of us, so much ignorance in the best of us. It hardly becomes any of us to be judgmental about the rest of us. Understanding my brain like broken links in a chain, impairs my ability with social interaction, communication and change. Friends are so hard to come by, even harder to keep. My loneliness, isolation like the ocean so deep. Between my autism and me, I'd really love to drive a wedge. Then you mate and treat me different or leave me standing on the edge. Sometimes running from my demons, reaching for the brightest star. Every day I fight this battle, but I've yet to win the war. Yet to win the war. Autism not choice, determined not broken. Differ not less, always outspoken. Tolerance not prejudice, hope not despair. Accept not reject, love, care and share. Liberate not demonize, respect not disdain. Approve not stigmatize, we're all human beings. Understanding not judging, expectation expectation, not fear. Awareness, not ignorance. Is my message clear? Awareness is the key to understanding and accepting me. It's only then you'll realize when looking through my eyes I see your world so differently. Cause I'm not one an idiot trying to reach out and communicate, hoping that you won't discriminate but reach back out and reciprocate. Like you I feel love, happiness, sadness and pain. How I convey all my feelings, that's not easy to explain. For these damned emotions I find hard to maintain. And there's days I just think that I'm going insane, but I've got something special that will help me attain. It's my music called rap, it flows right through my veins, allows me self-expression and helps me to claim we're all brothers with a message that says treat everyone the same. Unlike a river I'll not go with the flow, but where this will lead me to nobody knows. Just like an old tree I'll grow stronger every day. Sworn independence, I'm sure I'll find my way. My autism like a lighthouse standing alone in the cold, but the darkness that surrounds me will never take its toll. I won't let my life spiral into a deep hole, nor have anyone perceive me as another lost soul. As another lost soul. Autism not choice, determined not broken, different not less, always outspoken, tolerance not prejudice, hope not despair, accept not reject, love, care and share, liberate not demonize, respect not disdain, approve not stigmatize, we're all human beings, understanding not judging, expectation not fear, awareness not ignorance, is my message clear? Now here's some truths with you I want to share. All systems falsely claiming they provide the best of care. Government standing idly by, almost deafened to her cry. This only leaves me wondering where do their morals lie. Cuts to our special education, professionals void of dedication. We got to make life better for other generations. Poor services within health and social care. Another failed system, not going anywhere. Staff so well trained at writing reports. We get lost in their paperwork, just another file to sort. So put away your pens and take off your mask. Show a little understanding, that's really all I ask. How some people mistreat others, it's nothing short of a crime. Almost all possess a watch, but no one has the time. Think I'm gonna go now, hope I've left you in no doubt. It's not easy fitting in when you're always standing out. Yeah, I'm sure you've got the message that my rap song puts out there, of heavy hearts, two words apart and one that doesn't care. Next time you're staring at me, turn your head the other way. I'd much rather you acknowledge me, sure we'd both have lots to say. And when we've talked for a while, you'll see another side to me. Intelligent, creative, funny, also known as WAD. WAD. Autism not choice, determined not broken, different not less, always outspoken, tolerance not prejudice, hope not despair, accept not reject, love, care and share, liberate not demonize, respect not disdain, approve not stigmatize, we're all human beings, understanding not judging, expectation not fear, awareness not ignorance, is my message clear? Yeah, is my message clear?
That was rather a long song, but I want to tell you a little bit more about the artist. He says his name is Ryan Lamour, Larmour. He's a Northern Irish rap artist. He goes by the name of WAD. At the age of 8, he was diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome, an autistic spectrum condition. He is now 17. And with his rap music, he hopes to raise awareness to inspire and help support others just like him. Please reach out and show your support by clicking like on his songs, share his songs, and subscribe to his channel to keep up to date with his music. Now, his YouTube channel is this, Ryan, RYAN 10151, 10151, with the Ryan at the top. And I'm trying to see what else is here. And they're raising money with this track. If you go to iTunes, I forget where it's amazing. I'm going to see if I can get him on a show. Why don't we type that to him? Wow. There's someone that comments on his video. Awesome. Can't wait to show my son Ryan this video. This is loving, this is caring, this is helping. Different, not less.